Greetings and salutations. It is Tuesday, February 10th, 2015. This is Colin and Greg live. Greg?
Yeah.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. We haven't streamed anything in a while.
No, I haven't talked to you and seen you at all in what seems like minutes.
Mere minutes.
Greg?
Yeah.
We had a great time yesterday.
We did.
Well, it was an emotional up and down kind of day.
It was a roller coaster of a day yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. We told you we started with Colin and Greg live. Then we went and did our final podcast Beyond. Then we went out and got drunk like we promised we would. Then the unexpected happened and Spider-Man came to the Marvel Universe. Then you and I streamed it with just a drunken shit show of crap happening.
Oh, it was great. It was fun.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I was singing Tears for Fears, I Believe, to Portillo.
A lot of people want your, you of course did, what was it? It was Mega Bane. Bane in the Mega Man helmet, and then you put the Slimer helmet over it. People want those as emoticons. They will be coming. You will be getting your Mega Bane.
Excellent.
Don't worry.
Excellent. So for people of the uninitiated,
yeah.
This is Colin and Greg live. We're on every weekday here at twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames at 11 o'clock Pacific. We talk about all things nerd culture, whatever the news is of the day. Today, the big news will be, for instance, with movies and games, but sometimes it's about TV, sometimes it's about comic books. It's almost always about games.
Yeah, there's always game news. That's what we are. At our core, we're gamers. Always will be, always have been.
Absolutely. Now, Greg.
Yeah.
In case people want to see, of course, any previous episode of Colin and Greg Live or our streams or the stream we did yesterday, they can, of course, go into the Twitch archive.
Right.
It'll be there for 60 days.
It's on the front page. Of course, we have Devin CM breaking out highlights, which he's breaking out everything. So you just go to twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. If we're not live, little boxes right there, the highlights. Of course, if you scroll down in our schedule segment, there's a little thing to the archive. You go there and watch the past broadcasts. You're all set.
Now, Greg.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start with the biggest news, the news we talked about yesterday, which is about Spiderman.
Joel Spiderman, of course.
This is something that we talked about before, about something that needed to happen, to kind of bring fulfillment and completion to the Marvel Universe, since it is splintered amongst many different groups before Marvel and Disney got into bed together and Marvel kind of started its resurgence. So
Fox owns X-Men, of course. Sony owns the Spider-Man, the Joel Spiderman, if you will.
Right, and now it seems like maybe some of those walls are eroding for the betterment of the Marvel Universe itself.
Yeah.
Marvel announced yesterday on its own website, Marvel.com, Sony Pictures Entertainment brings Marvel Studios into the amazing world of Spider-Man.
Yay!
New Spider-Man will appear first in an upcoming Marvel film within Marvel's cinematic universe. And it says Sony Pictures Entertainment and Marvel Studios announced today that Sony is bringing Marvel into the amazing world of Spider-Man. Under the deal, the new Spider-Man will first appear in a Marvel film from Marvel's cinematic universe. Sony Pictures will thereafter release the next installment of its $4 billion Spider-Man franchise on July 28, 2017, in a film that will be co-produced by Kevin... Now, how do we have... Feige?
Feige is what we were saying.
Kevin Feige and his expert team at Marvel, and Amy Pascal, who oversaw the franchise launch for the studio 13 years ago.
Heir to the Pasquale's fortune, the pizza shop here on Sunset.
Right, definitely. Different name, but somehow
they changed
related.
it. It's like Chris Chelios changed the spelling of his name.
He did?
Used to be a T in there.
Christ Chelios?
No. Like it started with. It's a long story. I'll get it for you later.
It was a joke.
Together
they will collaborate on a new creative direction for the web slinger. Sony Pictures will continue to finance, distribute, own, and have final creative control of the Spider-Man films. Marvel and Sony Pictures are also exploring opportunities to integrate characters from the MCU into future Spider-Man films. So the relationship's going to go both ways. Which is
exciting.
The new relationship follows a decade of speculation among fans about whether Spider-Man, who has always been an integral and important part of the larger Marvel Universe in the comic books, could become part of the Marvel Universe on the big screen. Spider-Man has more than 50 years of history in Marvel's world, and with this deal, fans will be able to experience Spider-Man taking his rightful place among other superheroes in the MCU. So this is big news. This is a big deal. And it's a two-way street, which is kind of cool. So we'll see maybe some of these other studios' particular properties from the Marvel stable in Spider-Man, as well as Spider-Man in...
Very exciting.
Whatever.
I mean, that means he's truly part of the cinematic universe finally. We've waited a long time for it. Now it's actually happening. Huge news, exciting news. We filmed a Reacts today where Tim and I debate what it all means. Who should it be? That Miles Morales fellow? Should it be Peter Parker? Who should play it? Andrew Garfield, it looks like he's getting the raw end of the deal here, getting kicked out, not going to be it. That sucks, but it's exciting news all around. I know you're still of the mindset there's too many superhero films, there's too many superhero things happening, but this is super exciting to see all the universes start to
it's cool. I mean, this is what people want. Now, it'll be critical mass in whatever movie. Civil War or whatever the hell it is going to be.
Civil War, yeah. That's the argument, is that we don't know for sure what's happening in terms of what it says he'll appear in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie before his own Spider-Man movie. When you look at the slate of movies, it seems like it's got to be he's going to be in Civil War, Captain America Civil War. It's the only one that makes sense. There's Guardians in there, there's something else, but then that's it. Then it would be Spider-Man, which coming out July 28th, 2017, has now bumped Thor back a bit, and they moved around a couple of other ones too.
That's what the next piece of news is going to be, the unintended or intended consequences.
Segues, perfect.
Marvel Studios schedules new. This also comes from Marvel.com. Marvel Studios schedules new release dates for 4 films. 4 films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe receive new dates through 2019. And the story reads, it's brief. It says, 4 future installments in the Marvel Cinematic Universe have received new release dates through 2019, including Thor's next solo adventure, as well as the first films for Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and the Inhumans. Marvel's Thor Ragnarok will hit theaters November 3rd, 2017. The following year, Marvel's Black Panther will make its way to theaters on July 6, 2018, and Marvel's Captain Marvel on November 2nd, 2018. Finally, Marvel's Inhumans will now debut in theaters July 12th, 2019. The previously announced dates for Marvel's Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and Avengers Infinity War Part 2 on May 4th, 2018 and May 3rd, 2019, respectively, remain unchanged. So this is obviously to give some breathing room, perhaps, to the collaboration.
Which is great.
And that's fine. I mean,
obviously,
they're announcing movies like Inhumans is coming out in over 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe don't need to announce it yet. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about that, Greg.
Yeah.
Why the hell you would have to? I don't understand this. You know, like, it's exciting that they're making movies for people that are into comic books, right? People are into this. They go to Comic-Con. They're they're into these universes.
Right.
But why do you have to tell them about a movie that is not even anything yet? It'll come out on July 12th, 2019. Okay, guys? So now it's February 10th, 2015, and you know that in July of 2019, Marvel's Inhumans is coming out. So are you excited for the movie that's in 4.5 years? I hope so. We'll see you in 4.5 years.
It's exciting, one, I'm sure, for your investors, so they understand that they're making $gajillion on Guardians of the Galaxy and all these other movies. Now they know it's going to continue on this longer. It's exciting for the fans to know that the Inhumans are getting a movie, which sounds crazy, but it's also exciting because Marvel's been big on their phases. Remember when they announced all this stuff, Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3? This is the next phase, right? This is it moving forward. This is showing you that they're still committed to the cinematic universe and how it's going to expand and do things. I think that was the interesting thing. I remember when they announced originally, like, we're doing Iron Man, and we're going to do a Captain America, and we're going to do a Thor, and then there's going to be this Avengers movie. And I was like, that's what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, why would you announce stuff that early? Why would you try to make sure that you can't do this? No one's ever been able to do this. And then they did it, and now they continue to do the phases to let you know that this isn't going anywhere. They're still committed.
Right, but why commit? You can say that we're doing this movie, but why commit to a date? They already had to change 4 movies' dates.
A lot of people
announced. It's stupid. That's why
a lot of people get married, and they want to make sure they're not getting married when the Inhumans come out.
Right. So
or
the person
Infinity
that they're
Gauntlet
marrying.
Part 1.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, them having already changed dates shows how stupid it is to release dates that early.
I mean,
absolutely asinine. But it's cool. It's cool to say we're working on an Inhumans movie. It's coming out and it'll come out in a few years. Like it's in an incubation stage. We'll tell you more about it. But like it's coming out in July of 2019. Like, are you out of your mind?
Eric Iverson, 1982, says the X-Men movies show what happens when you don't plan. But of course, that's not talking about release dates like Colin is.
There's no reason to do that.
No reason he says to do that.
No reason. There's no. I'm going to stand by. There's no.
Okay, I'm not going to get.
There's no reason to put a date on these movies. Any of them, except for the ones that are most imminent.
Yeah.
Like a year out.
So would you rather it be that they say Inhumans is coming in 2019 and then just leave it at that?
I would just say Inhumans is coming in we're working on an Inhumans movie. We'll have more information on it soon. Like,
that's bullshit though.
Who is going? Who did you go to the little calendar kiosk at the mall and you're like, do you have any 2019 calendars? Someone out there, a big Inhumans fan, and then they're like July. They're flipping through it or whatever, and they're like July 2nd, 2019, and then you fold it and you put it back in your drawer and you'll touch it again.
The thing is, it's not like movies aren't like video games. They're both works of art, but I think with the movies, you capture all your footage, you're done, then you put it in post. There's a timeline. You can actually get dates and hit the dates. It'd be fucking crazy right now. We've seen it blow up in Duke Nukem's face. If you announced today that, all right, the Bethesda's press conference, which I know we're getting to eventually, they come out and they're like, Fallout 4 is coming in 2019. See you guys. And then it would also be a piece of shit for them to come out and be like, Fallout 4 is coming in the future. And they know in their head 2019 is the date, but they don't say that. And so every fucking day they get pinged about it. Whereas
I mean, the thing you do about that is that you don't announce a game or a movie 4.5 years beforehand, and then you don't have that problem.
Okay.
Announce it maybe a year and a half.
But what about all the Inhuman fans who would have given up on the franchise if it had not been?
All the Inhuman fans? Are there a lot of Inhuman fans?
I don't even know who the fucking Inhumans are. DC Comics.
I don't either. I don't really know anything.
So you're not going to go see
anything.
it. You're not going to go see it.
I don't care
on launch day.
There's some of these movies are interesting. None of those movies that we just talked about, Thor, Black Panther, Captain Marvel. Who the hell is Captain Marvel? I don't even know who that is.
Well, that's a character in the Marvel Universe.
Wait, but he's Captain Marvel? So
No.
is he more important than all the other Marvel characters because his name is
show you.
Captain Marvel?
I just like everything you're saying, so I'm going to show you. See, now that's where it gets confusing, right? Because there's a DC Marvel. There's a DC Captain Marvel. Who's now
Really?
Shazam. He's now Shazam, just to get away from this.
Who came out first?
But now, here is Captain Marvel.
Okay. So Captain Marvel's a woman.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
like the fact you're like, well, now she's well,
Was Captain Marvel always a woman?
Oh, I'm not. You know that I'm a DC historian. I believe there has been a male Captain Marvel. He was a douchebag dude, sitting around in his high his.
I love. Now this is this is the best.
Yeah.
All right. Scroll back up. Something Awful, the website, I think used to do something like this, which I thought was really cool, where they would take Wikipedia articles for real things and then Wikipedia articles for fake things and put them together to see like which one was longer and more in depth.
Oh,
and
really?
it was always the
fake one always had more.
So it was something like I'm just making this example up because I don't know if this is an exact example, but it was something like Venus and then Kashyyyk. Right? The
real planet.
And like
the
Kashyyyk had like all of this lore and Venus's was like is a real planet. So I was just laughing about how far you had to scroll and how all of these have their own
little
primary
entries,
article.
little entries about what's happening.
Jesus
That's how it
Christ.
goes,
The internet's funny, man.
The internet's very funny.
Brentley986 just subscribed. Thank you.
Thank you very
Brentley986.
much.
Let's move on to what I feel is more consequential news.
Good.
About Bethesda.
Yeah, buddy.
I got an email today, and you got an email too, I'm sure. And obviously the story is everywhere, but this email came directly from Bethesda. It says, it's a picture.
Yeah.
A picture of an auditorium. And it says, we're almost ready for our close-up. Save the date, June 14, 2015, Hollywood, California, with the Bethesda logo in the corner. It says, please plan to join us the evening of June 14, 2015 for our first ever E3 showcase. Official invitations will be sent out at a later date and will include more details on the event and how to register to attend. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's it. I mean, that's it. Bethesda's just saying that they're going to do a conference similar, you assume, to the way EA and Ubi do their conferences.
Right.
Other third-party publishers. Hopefully not the way Konami used to do theirs. Remember how bad those Konami press conferences were?
They were rough. They were rough around the edges.
were really bad.
God damn it. Every time I click over to Polygon, I click on this damn of all that.
So this is huge news because
Right.
it essentially confirms what I've been saying about Fallout 4. There's no way they would do this if they didn't have a marquee title like that.
Sure.
Fallout 4 is going to be announced.
That's half of your prediction from the game's
And I still think it's going to come out this year too.
Okay.
Like I said, I think they announced Fallout 4 at E3. I already said that.
Yep.
Then they have a thing in August or September where people get to play it once, and then in November the game comes out. Now the big question, we did a conversation that was a Kind of Funny Reacts. It's going to go up on youtube.com/kindoffunny in a little while. The boys are working on it right now, and I think the bigger question is what else are they going to announce, because it's obvious that Fallout's going to be there. So
Obvious just because they're making a big deal about it.
yes, they would not do this if they didn't have there's
What if
only
the-
two games that can possibly have this much hype.
Fallout.
Fallout and Elder
Skyrim.
Scrolls.
Yeah.
So,
Elder Scrolls, yeah.
So that's it. Like Doom 4 is a big deal, but id is not the id that used to be, right?
Sure.
So like they've lost their founding members, and
But I do definitely think we've talked about this again, like you just said. There's a video going up on Kind of Funny Games about it. I think that they announced Fallout here, and I think they talk about Doom here, and they talk about everything else that's going on. Like they have all these awesome studios, they're going to do things with it. I do think that this is headlined by Fallout. I think you end on Fallout. I think Todd comes out, he's like, hey everybody, I know you've been waiting for it. It's Fallout. I pray to God it's hashtag Colin was right, and he's like, it's coming out in November. See ya, and walks off stage. Because then we all just lose our mind. I will tear off my shirt. I
feel it. You know what I mean?
Gut.
Like, so here's what I'm thinking, Greg.
Lay it on me.
Oh, and we talked about this in the conversation. A lot of people forget that Bethesda is more than just Bethesda Game Studios.
Right.
They obviously have their tendrils with some other third parties, but they own studios too, like Machine Games, for instance, and Arcane.
Thanks for the resub, Jips Porter.
So
Davis, so welcome.
I think that you're going to see more, right? They own id, for instance.
Yeah,
right?
Polygon has a great breakdown of all the things here that are also on the thing, right? Like id Software, Battlecry, Arcane, Elder Scrolls Online. It's being renamed. It's doing all these different things. It could be something different. There's a whole bunch of Machine Games, Wolfenstein they put out, right? What do you do with Wolfenstein? Because like you were talking about in the conversation, that Wolfenstein and Evil Within did better than people thought they were going to do.
They were better games than people thought they were critically, and I have not played Evil Within, but I know that people were genuinely surprised.
Sure.
I actually. And I was saying for a long time that I thought Evil Within was going to be great.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, no, it's not. because it took so long to come out. And
Yeah,
I think people were underwhelmed by what we were seeing.
Right.
It's not a game that previews well. When I was at TGS last time, and that was the first time I had went hands on with it, I'm like, this is fun, but I know that this isn't the right place for this game.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Wolfenstein. I think people were really down about Wolfenstein. Were surprised by it. And as I said in the video, I think that was like, especially the Wolfenstein, I think was a darling to a lot of people last year. I think people really were really surprised by that game and shocked by it.
Yeah. Like I kept coming back from PAXs after playing it, and I was like, I played this and it's actually good. And like, except for the intro, but it's actually good when you get going and you get past all this.
Yeah, it's awesome when you get to the mental institution and stuff like that. After that intro, it's so good. The game gets really good from there. So I think that you see. What's more obvious is that Dishonored 2 has been rumored for a long time. I think Dishonored 2 is going to be announced.
Yeah.
Formally. Fallout 4 will be there. Doom 4 has kind of been announced, and they've been working on Doom for a long time. I think you'll see it. Maybe it'll have a release date. I think Doom might come out sooner than you think, too. You know? Maybe not this year, but
I don't
soon.
think it's this year, but yeah, soon. First quarter of next.
Yeah, something like no later than, I would say, midway through next year. Sure. And then, because they have to get that game out. You know? Like, Rage was the last game they put out.
Yeah.
You know, and that was a long time ago.
Was Rage at the same event that you saw Prey 2 and Skyrim, or were those the only things?
No, it was
Skyrim.
You
went and saw Rage as well.
Yeah, it was Rage, Skyrim. No, Rage wasn't there. It was Skyrim, Prey 2, which I saw played, and that game doesn't exist anymore. Hunted. And Brink.
I remember Brink.
Which comes from Splash Damage, which is still one of the great studio names.
What happened with Prey 2? You saw it at that event. A few months later, I saw it at E3 Judges Week. It was fun. It looked good. Everything they said about it sounded cool. Where did that game go awry?
Yeah, so when I saw Prey 2 in, I think, 2010. Maybe it was 2011. And they had, I think we probably saw the same part of the game.
No, we totally did. Yeah, I remember.
It was
you jump
awesome.
on
Yeah,
the thing and you climb over.
It was totally awesome. I was like,
Yeah.
this looks great. I think the game just went into some sort of development hell. I don't think that it was coming out the way they wanted it to come out. But that's the Hunted aside, maybe. Like, the games that they're most intimately involved with tend to be pretty good. So I think that they just were like, this game's not working out. So Prey 2, I think, still exists in some way, and I think that they'll do something with Prey.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the status is of that particular game. I mean, it was canceled, but will we see Prey 2 again in a different form? But it is one of those weird things. It's like when we played... I just like that kind of weird stuff where it's like we see... a game and we play a game and then it never comes out. You know?
It's interesting. You always feel like you're part of something, right? Like we tell the public about this game we played and we enjoyed or saw be played, right? And then it's like awesome, and now then it never becomes anything. Yeah, you're left in this weird spot of like you saw a ghost, a unicorn. You know
yeah. What was that one game? Layer.
The Last Guardian.
Last Guardian. That was Clements. I played pretty extensively that PS3
Warriors
game.
Lair. Yeah, Warriors Lair. Wow. The one that was going to be the goddamn Diablo on the Vita that went back and forth between the PS4.
I played it extensively, and then it was just like, it's canceled.
Yeah, we played it at the time when we were in the basement of that San Francisco place when there was the earthquake.
Right, and then I went to Sony San Diego and played it with Clements, and we played it for like a long time. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then it was like, nah, it's not coming out.
Shuhei.
That happened with Mega Man Universe. Like, Clements played that game. That game was basically done, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
You know, like, so there's just weird things happen every once in a while with that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I think Fallout 4 is obviously a lock. I think Dishonored 2 is probably a lock. I think Doom 4 is obviously a lock. The question is, will they introduce new IP? Will they talk about, well, Machine Games is working on their new project, or they're working on another Wolfenstein game, maybe. You know, like, I think it makes perfect sense. That engine, you know, obviously. That circulates with shooters within that family, you know, id Tech and stuff like that is a great... They have all the tools, in other words. They don't really have to work on the tools. Id Tech and all that kind of stuff is, like, amazing. You know, so... who the hell knows what's going to happen at that conference? But it's exciting that they're going to do it. And it shows... And it is also a visual and optical step up for them to say... We are as big and as good as UB. We are as big and good as EA. They are unusually quiet. I think. Yeah. And
they are. I think when you look at Bethesda, and now granted, their games have technical problems a lot of times when you're talking about a Fallout or whatever. I do think they are a quality over quantity kind of studio, right? Like, they're a publisher. They want to put out these great games, and they don't want to just attach their name to anything.
Exactly. And I mean, obviously, you know, Todd Howard games don't always run the best, but those games are very ambitious. I think that there's two wild cards, though. Is it possible, and I think it might be possible, that another studio is working on another Elder Scrolls game?
Similar to Fallout New Vegas.
Right, exactly. Now, that would be unusual, because that series is much more near and dear, I think, to the... Jesus Christ. Much more near and dear to...
Dog's dead.
To Todd Howard's, you know, heart and that team's heart. Like, Elder Scrolls is really the game they work on continuously, and then they took a break for Fallout 3, obviously. So I think that that's possible. And then obviously the new IP situation also, is it possible to get a sequel to Evil Within and all these other things. So I think there's a lot of open questions.
Here's a question. Vanex Jordan says, Skyrim coming to PS4.
That's the other thing, is that it's possible that I don't see any reason why they wouldn't bring Fallout 3, Fallout 4, or Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Oblivion, and Skyrim to the next-gen consoles.
That would be insane.
They
that
could
would
fit
be
them all.
awesome.
They could probably fit them all on one disc, conceivably.
The Ultimate Bethesda Collection, they call it.
And the systems could run them fine.
Sure, but I mean, is this just being us sideline again, where we're just dummies on the sideline of like, oh, it's so easy to throw the Switch.
Oh no, I don't
PC
think it's
version go over.
I don't. You could do. I mean, it would probably be easiest for them to port the PC version, but
Yeah.
it's. Yeah, I mean, we don't know what goes into it. I'm not saying you just put it on a disc. I'm just saying that would print money. I mean.
Oh yeah, no.
And Fallout 4, man.
It's over.
And that's what I was saying.
Life is over when Fallout 4
does this game have the potential to sell like 10 million copies? I mean, that's what I was saying. There seems to be so much hype around this game. You know that I feel like Fallout 4 is not going to do Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty numbers, but it might get pretty close to Call of Duty numbers. You know?
Yeah.
10, 12 million. I don't see how that would be a stretch. These are the kinds of games that come out. Like I think of my good friend Doug that I went to college with.
Doug, Doug.
He's doing his thing now, and he lives in the middle of the country, and he likes games. He always liked games, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't play a lot of games. He would play the games that spoke to him, and one of those games that spoke to him and his buddies was Fallout and the Elder Scrolls. When those games came out, their lives stopped, and they became the hardcore gamer. And so I think that that's going to be a big thing for them. This Killzone thing is
bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I want to welcome back. I wish I was Bacon. He just subscribed for the second month in a row. Thank you very much.
I'll look it up, but the Killzone thing apparently. So we'll just talk about it quick. Killzone. The Killzone Twitter feed apparently tweeted out this picture.
This picture right here, this guy.
Yeah, that guy right there.
Why? What is this? Videogamesandnews.com is Killzone teases, and then it just drops me here on this thing. And it's like, do you want click to go to the article?
Yeah.
Why the hell did I come here?
It's just a tweet. Just click on the article.
I don't want it. Is it going to be a virus?
No, it's Twitter. So Killzone tweeted this out. It says
Yeah.
soon with a picture of the Hellghast.
Let me guess. Shadowfall DLC.
And it has like the Vecta dollar signs.
Yeah.
In his eyes.
Mercenary.
And so on NeoGAF, someone posted it's just for the weekly Valor challenge. Look at the eyes. And
Gotcha.
So I don't think that Killzone's a marquee title. We have not seen the last of Killzone, I don't think.
No.
Maybe we should see the last Killzone. It's getting better though. I think the series is actually getting better.
How did Shadowfall sell? Great, because it was the only game out?
Yeah, I'm sure it did probably a few million, but I don't think you can gauge
Launch
Killzone's
games?
success on that. No, that's the same mistake they made.
Gauge it on Mercenary.
Mercenary was a great game. I thought Shadowfall was a great game too. But I think that Killzone is something that you don't tease like that.
Sure.
That's a really important franchise, and they're not going to put a picture of a Hellghast up and be like, we're making a new Killzone. Like, we know they're going to work on a new Killzone game. I don't think anyone's surprised about that. What we want to see more from Guerrilla is that other game, with
the one we always talk about?
Yeah, the art apparently leaked for it, and like it looks insane,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always talk about them doing an open world RPG. I would love.
That's
to see
the
them do
rumor.
it.
I mean,
I would love to see Guerrilla do that. Really
who the hell
talented.
knows if it's true though?
Welcome back, Odin. Really talented really talented developers.
Yeah, they are. I think that they're in a box with Killzone. Like I think I saw a picture of their studio. I want to see if I can find it. Guerrilla Games Studio, and I just want to see if I can find this image because this is really indicative.
Of how good they're.
No, they have like this might be it. Anyway, I've seen pictures of the studio kind of like this. I mean, this is a bad picture, but like it's like it's Killzone. Like
they're a studio?
but like outside even. I think that they have
sure.
Most studios are like not like you would never. I've been to Sucker Punch. We've been to Naughty Dog. You would never even know they were there, right? Like Guerrilla seems to be most deeply rooted with Killzone, and I think it's put them in a box. Like they made only one other game that's not a Killzone game ever. And so I think that it would be interesting to see them do something else. And I think
even their website, right, has like this vibe of like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, it's just
Hellghast have run Rec Shop on this thing.
So
they're hiring though. What writer do they need? Huh? They have a writer killing in dialogue, background, and stories for characters. Yeah, whatever. They're hiring.
They're hiring a writer. Sounds like good news
Yeah, for an open world RPG.
So anyway, that's the Killzone news. It's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
Let's move on to. I sent you a link. This is kind of out of left field, but I want to show people this. Is
Which
so
one
weird.
do
I
you
sent
wanna
you a TechCrunch link. That's the one. And it's watch Google. This story is
motherfucking robot.
Dude, this is insane. Like, if you scroll down a little bit,
I'm sorry, I hit the play button.
people remember this.
Yeah.
Boston Dynamics GIF that they released from a video.
Right.
So basically, the story says Google purchased Boston Dynamics last year, which means it now owns the company's ongoing robotics projects, including Big Dog. Today, the Google subsidiary posted videos of a smaller dog-like robot aptly named Spot, which weighs around 160 pounds, has an electric powerhouse, and can operate both indoors and outside. The robot, as you can see from the clip, can walk, trot, and climb across all types of terrain and can even survive attempts to destabilize it by unfeeling humans eager with their kicks.
God damn, man.
The robot isn't quite the pack animal that Big Dog is, since its large predecessor weighs 240 pounds and can carry 340 pounds. But it looks like it might be able to travel with more agility, if not more speed. So go and just click on this video, Greg, and let's just watch it together. Because I didn't even watch the whole thing. I'm sure it'll be aptly very disturbing.
Jesus, look at this motherfucker. God damn it, Metal Gear's real. Just allow. I put it in full screen. Dummy. Look at this thing. Portillo, this is going to be... Can we... When Portillo's, like, getting ready to go, can we put his brain in one of these and have Portillo live on forever as a cyborg robot dog?
It was like... wasn't it like Abraham Lincoln or Thomas Jefferson or something in Fallout 3 was in, like, in a robot?
I feel bad for this robot. This is why they're going to kill us one day, is that they're going to see videos of everyone trying to kick the shit out of these robots.
That's unbelievable.
Look at how mad it is. You can just see it's mad. So you're terrified of these. Is Boston Dynamics, are they the ones that are going to kill us? Are they going to make the Skynet robot that...
Sure, almost certainly they're going to be responsible for killing the entire world. Like, it's just unbelievable. Can you imagine showing someone this, like, 100 years ago?
No. What? But, like, so, like, right now, is it on a program path? Like, they're just saying go in this direction? Or is it
I don't know.
Being controlled by robots? Or, I mean, a remote control? Oh, it's got antlers on. Now it's not as scary. And a red nose. It's a reindeer, see?
That one step back there when it realized it wasn't going to make the step and it pulled its arm back is pretty nuts.
Imagine this thing just fucking walking into your house one day. You buzz it. You think you're getting the FedEx package. You buzz it open. This guy comes up the stairs. Trotting now. It's funny how happy they all are. All the like designers are so happy to have these goddamn robot dogs running with them.
Isn't this weird?
Yes. It's incredibly weird. They look already too like they're real dogs or whatever. Not that like they look physically like it, but just their actions and the way they're reacting and doing things. I don't like it. These are gonna get us, Colin.
Don't connect them to the internet.
Zyger says, here's a question. Can I ride it? Not yet. One day.
It says it can carry a load of like 300 pounds.
Oh, so it can carry me.
I mean, it's still so embryonic.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, look at that one.
That's the future of warfare right there. You're sitting there, you don't know what's happening behind enemy lines, you just airdrop one of these motherfuckers. They're going into the road. What do you think those people are thinking as they drive by? Oh my God. Calling 911, I just saw a black tank walking into this thing. He's about to get in the road. What do we do?
So, that is crazy. And what's so crazy is that this is just all embryonic. Like, these robots don't do anything. They're just like, they have locomotion and they move. And they can do things, but it's incredible that, like, once you have practical AI and all this kind of stuff, like, these things are, like, we're not that far off.
Robotic warfare.
We're just not that far off from having robots, I think, that are really going to be doing real things. You know? Like, I think it's incredible. You know?
Kind of scary, though.
Dr. Wily's dream is coming true.
Dr. Wily! Dr. Wily! Remember Mega Ran? That's one of his songs.
Of course I remember Mega Ran.
He was here last week.
He was fantastic. A lot of people really enjoyed the VOD version of that as well. And just so you know, Greg, there's another story about the dog, and I want to ensure everyone knows. Daily Mail, Mark Priggs wrote just some thoughts about it and some facts about that robot. This 160-pound hydraulic robot can walk, trot, and even climb steps, as we saw. Can walk and run over rugged terrain, following another robodog, as we saw. Military version has already been used in training exercises.
Oh, no, here we go. God, it is Metal Gear Solid 4.
So it says, in part, a sensor on the robot's head helps it navigate over rough terrain. I think that's the thing that's spinning. And it's spot when humans or another robodog is nearby by allowing it to follow its owner and run in formation.
God, look at that. Okay, so they are remote
controlled.
Okay.
It has already been tested in its first live military trial with Marines in Hawaii.
Jesus.
It can walk and run over rugged terrain, following a soldier while carrying 400 pounds of their kit and weapons. So they're like little pack animals right now. Very interesting. Very weird.
This is a robot right here. This is one of the robots in action.
Look how realistic it is.
I'm not sure if that's muted, so I'm just going to stop. I don't want anybody blown up. That's my Twitter feed, everybody. Enjoy it. Soak it in.
All right.
Soak it in.
Let's move on, Gregory.
Okay.
For our Xbox fans out there.
Hey, here's the Xbox news. You're always complaining we don't give you. At least one guy complained yesterday when there was no Xbox news. Here it is.
So this is about Halo Master Chief Collection. This is from the HaloWaypoint.com website, their community blog. And it says, Halo Master Chief Collection. After further evaluation, the team has determined that the final testing for the content update will be completed internally, and we will not be conducting a beta test for the next CU. So originally, I think they were going to have a beta test for the next massive addition to Halo Master Chief Collection, and they've decided that they are not going to be doing that anymore.
Okay.
Also, it was determined that the additional time and work devoted to the beta would have actually postponed the public availability of the content update. Lastly, there were some added challenges surrounding the CU beta, including an extra series of required updates and rollbacks that made us take a step back and re-examine the CU beta. Ultimately, the plan will allow us to deliver the smoothest possible experience and ensure that the next content update becomes available as soon as possible. I don't know if I have all the faith in this, considering how broken this game was for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It seems like a beta is a smart idea, but it seems like 343 is very smart, and I think that they probably have rigorous plans.
They have rigmarole.
Internally now, a rigmarole, as it were, to figure things out internally. So if you're looking forward to that beta that they, I guess, announced at some point earlier, you're not going to get it.
Now, Colin, I have breaking news for you.
Yes.
These just posted, apparently, according to our chat.
I saw this earlier.
How do you feel about what you're seeing here, then? These are the Super Stardust Ultra trophies. Ultra trophies. You got your Platinum right there. Mm-hmm. You're going to be playing this today, trying to get it?
Absolutely, I'm going to be playing this.
How you feeling looking at these?
Some of them are hard. Like the endless ones are going to be tough. Survive 7 minutes without dying. Survive 45 seconds without shooting or using bombs. There's one that's funny about beating a stage without moving.
Really?
Yeah. Engine malfunction. Arcade. Complete a wave without moving or dying.
Huh.
So I'm going to play it. I want to get through it. I'm excited about this game.
Yeah.
Very, very, very excited about this game. And it'll be great. It's going to be great.
See up here, Colin will be streaming it today. When will he be streaming it? We're not 100% certain. We're not sure when it'll go up on the PlayStation Network. We're doing the Game Over Greggy show today, recording the Game Over Greggy show. Of course, our daily podcast, depending on how you get it. Friday it'll go up on Patreon for our supporters. It's got Gary Whitta on it. You know Gary Whitta. Book of Eli, Star Wars. Now Abomination. Go get his book, Abomination. Out today. Story from IGN about Will Arnett's new show. It's by Jordan Sirianni, and he writes, Will Arnett making an Xbox show called Game Chat. Interesting.
The story reads briefly, Arrested Development and BoJack Horseman actor Will Arnett has partnered with Xbox to create a gaming-related series called Game Chat. Announced via the trailer above, you can go to IGN and watch it. Game Chat will feature Arnett and his bros, in quotes, playing and discussing various games on Xbox consoles. The trailer indicates that the first episode will feature Turtle Rock Studios' recently released 4v1 multiplayer shooter Evolve, which we have, and I assume we'll do something with that this week. Arnett had this to say regarding the new series on Twitter, apparently. Love gaming with my bros, so Xbox asked us to start...
Does he keep saying bros? Are they really saying bros?
Love gaming with my bros, so Xbox asked us to start filming this clown show.
All right, I respect that, Will. Good job.
So that's that for Game Chat. It sounds like a nice idea. It's kind of like what we do here on Colin and Greg Live.
But we'll be better. They're not doing it daily. They're not doing it live.
No.
We're gaming with our best friends, not our bros. Hold on. I'm trying to get to this trailer, but God forbid I can't watch. I have to watch the whole thing. Johnny Drama, The Throwaways, a Crackle originally movie. That's interesting. There you go. This is what it looks like. Oh, so yeah, it looks like our Let's Plays. We just sit on a couch with our bros and play games with our bros. That's Shaq. Remember him? IGN fan. Big time IGN. I probably met him at Comic Cons when you weren't there or whatever.
No, I don't remember him. I don't think. Well,
teaching you how to play that Evolve right there. All right, there you go.
That guy kind of like Nick Scarpino, like a well-dressed Nick Scarpino.
A broke-ass Nick Scarpino, if I ever heard of one, huh?
All right, a few more pieces of news, Greg.
Got it.
I sent you a link to Kotaku. I saw this story, and I actually saw this over the weekend, but I'd forgotten about this. The Japanese military is great at snow sculptures by Brian Ashcraft at Kotaku, who does a lot of the Japanese stories there.
Yeah.
So if you scroll down, you'll basically see like a bunch of pictures. The Japanese military has basically put in all of this work into creating a Star Wars themed kind of snow castle.
Really?
Yeah, and if you if you scroll down and scroll, there it is. You can see it like so. You see like the stormtrooper faces, and then it looks like a TIE fighter. The wing looks like a curved. It might be Darth Vader's TIE fighter or a TIE interceptor.
Yeah. God, that's way bigger than this makes it look.
Yeah, like you can see the guy working on the stormtrooper there, and they obviously made other things too. It looks like there's some sort of temple, etc. and so on. So I just thought these pictures were pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really
cool. I wanted
cool.
to share that with people.
Glad to see they're hard at work there, the Japanese military.
No, there's not. Yeah, what do they do? They're just hanging out,
just chilling.
They have all this snow. You gotta do something with it.
I don't understand. We come to Kotaku every day now on the show because they always put up news and they have fun things. What is with the crosshairs? I click on stuff and then what? I'm sending Brian a message?
I think you can mark certain pictures that maybe have to be approved later, and then you can click on numbers that appear on the images, and it'll say like, oh, look at this, or this is the
Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice idea. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to show that to people.
Cool.
Again, Kotaku doing a really nice job with specifically kind of these more out there weird culture stories.
Sure.
Deadline Hollywood, Greg.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul. Debut ratings break cable records. And Walking Dead returns steady. This story is by Dominic Patton over at Deadline Hollywood, and his story reads in part: The Walkers claimed another one of the survivors last night on the mid-season return of the AMC zombie apocalypse blockbuster.
Spoilers.
And the spin-off of that sleazeball lawyer from Breaking Bad premiered with some bite too, with the biggest series demo debut in cable history. I didn't see that coming for that show. Coming on so soon after the I won't read that. That's all. These are all spoilers. Anyway, I just want to talk about Better Call Saul. You watched it. I didn't watch it. I don't like Breaking Bad. I have no interest in going back to that universe. But that was, I thought, an interesting idea for a spinoff because Saul actually was one of the cooler characters I thought in Breaking Bad and one of the more interesting, obviously quirky characters. I thought that show was definitely not going to do well. I
didn't think it was going to be great. Is my thing. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what to expect jumping into it, but I wasn't like super stoked for it. You know what I mean? Like I loved Breaking Bad. I enjoyed Breaking Bad, but I wasn't ready to like, oh man, I really need to know more Saul, and I need to go back to that universe. You know what I mean? But literally, like I had almost forgotten that it was coming out, and I was like, oh, it's on after Walking Dead. Sure, I'm gonna watch it. I set the DVR, but I watched it, and I was like, I'll give it the first 5 minutes and see what I want to do with it. And the first 5 minutes was fantastic. Like it totally hooked me. Of like, oh, fuck, now I really want to know what's happening to Saul. Now, granted, I didn't have time to watch the follow-up. Episode 2 went live on Monday, and Sunday was the debut. So I didn't get a chance to watch that last night. You and I were busy with the Spidermans. But I'm down. I'm interested. I want to see more of what's happening. It was really, really good performances. Obviously, Michael McKean's in it. I like him a lot. I always have, ever since Short Circuit 2. But yeah, the numbers on it, it's cool that it was able to take the Walking Dead momentum and continue it and maybe grow it even more and do whatever. But we've even seen it in our own little microcosm. We put up over on Kind of Funny and Kind of Funny games, like the Kind of Funny React series. We did reacts for both Saul and for Walking Dead. And as you can see, I almost didn't want to do this, but this one is only, this is less than a day, honestly. But you see that Saul's doing better than Walking Dead, which I thought Walking Dead was way more up our audience.
Yeah, I mean, that shows that we might not even need to really deal with Walking Dead until maybe
maybe when there's like a giant event. Maybe it's headlines, maybe it's promotion, maybe it's something else. But I was surprised.
No, I'm way behind on Walking Dead. I just don't care about that series anymore. It's too boring for me. The thing that this got me excited about with AMC kind of just doing well is Mad Men coming back soon.
Yes.
And Mad Men is just the fucking best. The Mad Men is so good, dude. And I'm really interested to see how that does because AMC's obviously, some people think AMC's kind of trailing back down again, like they don't have the Mad Men's over. Walking Dead is still going, but is not like this. It's still doing great, but it's not like this. I remember when it came out and when people were like, "This is fucking awesome." Like,
right.
And it just seems so. It seems like they're kind of steadying, and that's really great. Also, a few people talking about spoilers in what I read. I don't count someone dying in The Walking Dead as a spoiler.
Wait, they're yelling at you for just saying that much?
Yeah, that Walker's claimed another one of the survivors last night.
Yeah, that...
Really? That's shocking.
Yeah,
another survivor died.
If you don't say who got...
it's in here, and I'm not...
I know. I'm not blaming you. I'm saying, I think the spoiler is, when you're like, this person died. You know what I mean? When it's just like, a person died, I think that's not at all, like, whatever. Yeah. There's a bunch of filler on that thing. You don't even know if he's an important guy.
So sorry if you feel that's a spoiler. I actually don't agree. That's definitely not a spoiler. Greg, one more... Actually, two more pieces of news.
I'm dying.
This is just a weird piece of news about Resistance. The PlayStation exclusive.
We know that.
Tom Regan over at IGN wrote, Sony pulling online support for Resistance Retribution. Isn't that weird?
The PSP one?
Yeah. Sony today announced that it will be shutting down the servers for the PSP game Resistance Retribution on May 5th this year.
I'm blown away they're still going.
After the series' disappointing Vita outing, this could be your last chance to enjoy some good Resistance online on a handheld. In our Resistance Retribution review, we called it excellent instead of...
I reviewed that, didn't I?
Yes. And it says, almost 6 years after its release, it may come as a surprise that Sony's servers are still hosting online matches for the aging portable shooter, especially with the series failing to meet sales expectations.
Wow.
So I just thought that was weird that game was anyone was even
Still
playing
a thing.
that game.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great game, but it was just like, James Grayson's story was amazing, says IGN. Me. And I loved it. And yeah, I totally think, I just can't believe it's still going. That's so many years ago. It's 2009, Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you still have a PSP game servers going to 2009?
And
remember we had to do these boxes?
Yeah.
God, I did not.
Review scores. Oh, that's another story I wanted to bring up today. I totally forgot about that.
How much we hated these boxes before here, because then you do this and like it doesn't average out to a 9, and you're like, no, it's not an average. Read the damn thing. Editor's choice. Bang.
I hate review scores.
Yeah, you've been vocal about that.
And Eurogamer today, a very, very well-established, respected outlet, is the newest outlet that is dropping review scores.
Oh, are they?
They wrote today, Ollie Welsh over at Eurogamer wrote that the new policy also puts matching the user experience first. So, in short, he says, starting today with our review of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, Eurogamer is making the biggest change we've ever made to the way we review games. From now on, we will no longer be scoring games out of 10. In place of scores, we'll have one-line summaries for every review and a new recommendation system whereby some but not all games will be considered recommended, essential, and avoid. As a result of these changes, we will no longer be listed on the review aggregation site Metacritic. Mm-hmm. And that's great. Metacritic is interesting, but whatever. We are also changing or firming up other areas of our review policies with the intention of ensuring that we always review the same experience that you get when you buy a game. This means that we will only review from the final retail versions, and online games will be reviewed after they've launched. So I really commend them because this is going to probably hurt traffic for them.
Sure.
But this is the right thing to do. And this is a show of the fact that online games just don't work. And that outlets ultimately have to evolve the way that they approach and review games because you cannot trust. See, this is the thing that really bothered me, is that certain games, when we were at IGN, sometimes we would get shit or the reviewer would get shit when like Call of Duty would come out. And we had whoever reviewed it had a great experience playing it online, and then the game doesn't work online. It's like, we weren't lying, the game worked.
Yeah. When we played it at this event on a closed server, everything went awesome. And one day you're going to have that experience, but you're not having it right now.
Right, and so you have to write about the experience you're having, not the experience you assume is going to happen, or that you're going to assume that things are going to deteriorate. And that's the disappointing thing, because developers and publishers have not been able to deliver the experience, the closed-door experience, in many games day one, because there's stability problems and all these kinds of things. So, I think this is a great thing, but it also shows the deteriorating condition of the game industry, that you can't trust that these games are going to work. And that so Eurogamer's sacrificing some, obviously they're saying on Metacritic, and they're also sacrificing their some traffic, surely, about having day one reviews and stuff for the sanctity of the review. And I really think that that's great. So I want to commend them. I
agree that it's great. I commend them on it too. Do you think it's a smart business move? The
maybe, I don't know.
Not the pessimistic part of Greg Miller, which isn't a big part of Greg Miller, as everybody knows, would say Eurogame, and I know nothing about what Eurogamer's traffic is. I would say Eurogamer saw something in their traffic already that they were dipping, and this is a chance to make a splash, make a statement, get out in front of a bunch of different eyes, get commended, do all this different stuff, and try to get back some of the momentum they've lost.
It's possible.
If they've lost momentum.
It's possible. I'm not quite as conspiratorial as that.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a move Eurogamer is a deliberate and, I think, well-respected and established
Agree. I agree
website.
1,000 things.
And I think that this is them coming to the realization that, hey, review scores are dumb.
Yeah.
They're reductive. This was the thing, when I gave Last of Us a 10, or when you gave Uncharted 3 a 10, and those were the only 2 10s we ever gave out as individual critics. I gave it a 10 because I thought it was a masterpiece, But it didn't mean it was a perfect game.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as a perfect game. And this caused all sorts of problems with even people being like, well, you said it was a 10, it was perfect. I didn't say it was perfect.
Yeah.
I said it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, 10 is a masterpiece.
And that right there goes to encapsulate the whole problem of even when you give a game the highest possible score, it doesn't mean what a lot of people think it means.
Right,
you know?
right.
And the fact that, like, well, I don't get games get ones because I don't even think, I was thinking about this morning when I was reading this story. I'm not so sure I've played more than 1 or 2 or 3 games in my life that are ones. And that to me is a game that is broken.
Broken as hell. Yeah.
If a game works, I'm not sure that it's a 1. But again, this is why these problems exist and why scores are dumb.
Yeah.
You know? And that discussions around games are going to be most productive, right? Was it useful to someone to hear that we gave Dying Light on Kind of Funny an 8? Well, we didn't give it a score, but I'm saying, like, we gave Dying Light an 8. Or did it affect you and maybe what make you want to play the game when we said the game's great and
You
here's
saw
why?
us playing it, and then people were asking, should I get it or should I get it? And we're like, get it. You know what I mean? That's all it was. Somebody here says grade it with an A through F. Like,
that's what One Up
did, and that didn't work out for them. But it's the same thing of just like, how do you grade art? You know what I mean?
Mm.
How do you do that? I don't think there is a right or wrong way, or if there is a way. You know what I mean? Look at movie reviews, right? Stars, thumbs up, thumbs down. Recommendations, yes, no. Paintings. Is there a rating system for paintings that's globally accepted? Are there art reviews like that? You read a review of something in the theater, a musical.
The theater.
Again, it's a written review telling you how the performances were and what happens, right? There's so many complex parts of a game. So when you have Last of Us, masterpiece on all fronts, gameplay-wise, I think. Obviously, and then again, right there, right? What I think, because I'm one person, and that's my opinion. Gameplay-wise, performance-wise, awesome. You have something like Telltale Walking Dead, runs like shit, but amazing performances, awesome story. You know, how do those compare? Is it apples to apples? That you can't put them in the rubric, right, of what we're talking about. This comes back to where we jumped off from, right? And the fact that I thought we were talking about the Resistance Retribution review or whatever, talking about the servers getting pulled, and then I scrolled down here and I was just like, hey, you know what? Like, you remember how much we hated these boxes. Like, this was such a fucking pain in the ass. What was the presentation? Score the presentation, score the sound, it's like, and then on all of that, it's not even an average. So you can have a 10 for gameplay and then 5s for everything else and still get a 7. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Right. I think ultimately that this is, Kotaku already got rid of scores.
Yeah.
I think that we have not seen the last of people getting rid of scores. I think readers are getting upset about scores now. I think like a lot of hardcore gamers don't want scores. I think that a lot of journalists don't want scores. I think people keep them, and I think there's assumptions made on both sides. The assumption on one side is, oh, the reader wants the score.
Yeah.
And I think the assumption on the reader side is, oh, that's the easiest way or the most effective way to review the game. And I think both sides are wrong. I think that if you explain properly that scores are reductive and they don't mean anything. Evolve's an 8. The fuck does that mean? You know what I mean?
It means great. It means it's great.
But what does that mean?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
This is good. This is good.
I'm with you. I hear you, and I think that's the benefit of where we are right now in the video game landscape and community, right? The fact that there are thousands, dozens of sites right out there that are giving reviews, doing whatever they want, is that I love the fact that people are now being brave and going in different directions, right? Kotaku can give you their yes, no, maybe. Eurogamer can give you recommendations. IGN, which serves the largest swath of people, can give you a boiled down number and tell you that this is what it's all about. Porty! It's just the mailman. Stop, Porty. Porty! Are Nick and Tim still here?
I don't know.
Hey, Nick and Tim. All right, good. Buzz in the package man. Go get the packages from the package man.
Jesus Christ!
You like that? He backed off, dropped, and ran. That's how he does it now.
What in the... That was insane.
That dog is out to protect us at all costs.
Holy Christ.
Priscilla doesn't care about his own health or safety. He just wants to make sure we are safe. And if that means breaking his own back, falling out of my lap to go attack the package
Dude, half
man,
the time he would ever do that, he would probably destroy him. So that was unbelievable. That was...
And then gone.
He's a nut job.
He is. In the best way possible.
Greg, one more piece of news and then we'll go into the chat. Or
Okay.
actually we'll give away something and then we'll go into the chat.
All right, we got to add something to the prize box. Remember, each and every day here on Colin and Greg Live, we add a prize box package that we then give away the entire prize box package on Friday to you in the chat. If you're a sub, you're automatically entered. If not, just be in the chat. Porty's back with his kill.
This comes from our friend Eddie at GameSpot. It says,
Eddie!
Telltale teases mysterious new IP. Quote, it's probably the most ambitious thing the company has ever done, end quote. While The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones developer Telltale Games isn't yet ready to talk specifics about its mysterious upcoming new IP, according to Eddie.
Yeah.
The studio's CEO has described it as possibly the most ambitious undertaking ever for the studio. Quote, I'll say we spent a lot of time experimenting over the last decade with how powerful a storytelling tool interactive can be. End quote. Telltale's Kevin Bruner said in an interview with Game Industry International. Quote, and when we thought about building something from the ground up that gave us absolutely everything we could dream of as storytelling tools, the right kind of story, the right kind of setting, the right kind of people involved, everything. Bruner went on to say that Telltale's new IP, which represents the first franchise the studio has ever created, is, quote, the perfect thing for the company. And I think that that's true in the sense that they've never done their own thing before.
Yeah, they always take a license. Back to the Future. What's the guy? Sam and Max, but then I'm thinking of Strong Bad. Jurassic Park, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Minecraft, Borderlands.
Quote, it kind of rose organically, and doing your first original IP is a pretty big deal for any company, so it's something we're pouring a lot of love into. It's probably the most ambitious thing the company has ever done, but we feel like we're ready for it. We're very excited to talk about it, but we can't say much more right now. But it is the perfect thing for us.
Everybody seems to be missing the point over here. Telltale Star Wars game, Telltale Middle Earth. No. It's Telltale's new original IP. They're making something from the ground up.
So that's exciting. I'm way more interested in that than anything else they're doing.
Well, that's bullshit. I want more Walking Dead, but whatever.
So, Greg, let's... well, first of all, there's one thing I want to do. Let me see here.
Funeral director just joined and subbed. Thank you.
I believe we didn't have any technical issues.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that... Oh, God.
That doesn't count as a technical issue. The tech of the magnet.
Now the sign is falling down, Greg. You see?
Well, see, here's what you got to do. I'll show you how to do it.
All right.
Because you've never done it before. This is a big responsibility. They're new magnets. And there's the toasty sticker on there, of course, from flamingtoast.com. So you do it like that. You got to get it stuck good. There you go. And then you put it back like that. You can't do it on the thing. Because Nick is the... All
right.
There's zero. We tried. It's not magnetized enough. There's nothing I can do about it. That's life. That's life, kids.
All right.
Add a prize?
Let's add a prize.
All right, so yesterday, yeah, I set it up beforehand. This is what I'm calling the Colin Moriarty prize pack.
The Colin Moriarty
Yep.
prize pack. Oh, that's interesting.
Colin Moriarty. I got no voice. I'm cracking like a 13-year-old girl over here. All right, so here's what you got. You added this one.
From
Tukaiden.
From Tukaiden, yeah.
That's your Monday giveaway edition. Today, you're adding another thing from your personal collection. This Mega Man blaster.
Yeah, oh yeah, this
arm cannon, right?
Yeah, this I can't blow. One of the weird things about me is I cannot blow up balloons or anything like that. But anyway,
Whoa! No, you don't get to just glide past that. What does that even mean? You can't.
I can't
get
blow
the air pressure into that.
Yeah. You want to try to blow it up?
Have you already done it? Are your lips all over it and gross? And
Maybe when I first got it.
Oh, okay, cool. Still gonna clean off my shirt.
That's not gonna do anything, but okay.
No, but it's in your head. It makes you feel better.
That thing was awesome when it was blowing up. Let's see if we can get it.
Like, how can you not do that?
I can't do it. I don't have the power in my lungs.
You know, you gotta bite it to get the valve to go. Probably be good if you kept talking.
I'm just gonna watch you. We're getting there, yeah. It's pretty much getting there. You all right?
All right, I think I got it. I think that's as good as it gets for now.
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of neat. You put your hand in it.
Oh, you can put something else in here too.
You could if you
want.
want.
Like your other hand.
If you want to be a.
Or so, I guess we can just say whatever. I'm talking about your penis. Wait, are you supposed to inflate it with it on your hand? You think?
No, definitely not. Here, I think you just have.
I'm Mega Man. I'm Mega Man. Hey everybody, where's the other robots?
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to inflate it with your hand on.
No, you're not. You're definitely not. If there's something, maybe you are. I don't remember. No, I remember getting this and putting my hand in it. Anyway, you put your arm in it, and
we're adding the Mega Man arm cannon. Is that what they call it officially?
Yep, this is the arm cannon. Yep.
The arm cannon is now added. Remember, we'll keep adding things each and every day here on Colin and Greg Live. Then Friday, if you're in the chat or a sub, you're automatically entered. We draw a name, send it to you.
So this
the Mega Man arm blaster.
Mega Man. Could be yours.
All right, now into the chat.
Yeah, let's go into the chat. Talk to our people for a few minutes, and then we'll do sub-only chat. We have about 6,800 people with us right now.
I know we brought them all back from yesterday.
We appreciate you guys joining us, and
thank you very much, everybody. We do this every day. We quit our jobs. This is what we do. It feels weird in here. I'll let you know that right now.
What'd you say?
It feels weird in here.
Yeah?
I'll let you know right now.
In a good way?
In a way.
In just any way.
Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, I gotta get the helmet on. Go to Colin, party. Go to Colin.
Oh God. Oh dear, Portillo. What do you want? We are already in slow-mo. It's unbelievable. All right. Greg.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Just let him jump. Let him live. You gotta keep protecting this house.
One Fresh Melon says God of War announcement at E3.
Now, actually, I did predict that, didn't I? That was one of my predictions. I think so. It's
possible.
Yeah, it's
It's
time.
definitely possible.
It's time to bring it back. Santa Monica needs to do something. Sony needs their mascots out there. I hope it's a Vita game. I know it won't be. Don't worry.
Dan MacBen says, "Do you regret what you did last night?"
No, last night was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
He's talking, of course, that last night the Spider-Man news broke, him going to the Cinematic Universe. Colin and I had just done our final podcast Beyond, and we had gone out to do a little Irish wake where we got drunk and, mourned the passing, bittersweet, all that stuff. Came home, kept drinking, and then this news happened. And I was like, well, why don't we live stream? So we went and live streamed about the news, and it was a drunken shit show, and it was a lot of fun, but that's what we get to do here on Kinda Funny. That's the best part about Kinda Funny. Somebody put in the chat that night, right? Oh, you guys are so fired in the morning. There's 4 of us. We all own the company. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah. Who's gonna fire me? Me?
Yeah. Portillo, CEO.
Greg, someone keeps saying, someone keeps tweeting over and over, or writing in the comments over and over again.
Mods should stop him if they're
Go to IGN to talk about Bethesda E3. Maybe you should have been here at the beginning of the show.
11 a.m. every day. You think the biggest story didn't get, the second biggest story didn't get this? That's what I say to you. Mega Man.
This is fun. Amazing. Ed Harris 12 says amazing stream. T-Cell Seashell says, "Will you do a season of Conversation with Drunk Colin?" I don't want that show to be like that. No.
I think if first off, Colin and I drink a lot, but we don't get drunk a lot. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And so, like, last night was the rare occasion where something was happening. Like, that's what we love and why we wanted to do this. Colin I give him all the credit in the world for it. Tell him all the time. He says it great, right? That we exchanged our reach from IGN for the intimacy with you guys. And so that's what I love about what we are, where if something breaks and we want to talk about it, we're going to come on and talk about it. Theoretically, we won't be drunk every time that happens, but if we are drunk when the news happens, well, then guess what? That's what we got to do. No big deal, no harm, no foul.
CrayTrade1310 says, "Colin is a guy who really respects your opinions. I'm wondering why you don't like Breaking Bad." I think we've talked about this before, but
there might be a conversation with Colin about it or a topic. I think there's a topic on the
maybe.
Game Over Greggy show.
That show just did not resonate with me at all. I watched the first season, which I actually thought was pretty good, and I really love the idea. I love that idea of the show about a guy, a chemistry teacher, who used to kind of have it all or could have it all with this other company, becomes a teacher and kind of just lives his suburban life, and he has cancer, and so he starts creating, cooking meth. I think it's
great premise.
It's an awesome premise. I honestly think the show is wildly overrated. I mean, that's just my opinion of it. I think that I don't get why everyone loves it so much. I really don't. Like, it's one of those shows where I'm like, if people like it, that's great, but I don't understand that people are like in love with it. And I don't see it like that. So
I just dropped it in the chat. Of course, you can go to YouTube, search Game Over Greggy Breaking Bad. It's the #1 hit there. I just put it over there, kicked it over for you.
So I think that it's just one of those shows that just doesn't do it for me. I watched the whole thing, and my girlfriend and I watched it, and we felt the same way about it, which was even weird to me. Where we were like, I don't like. By the end of the show, like we didn't really like. By the last couple of seasons, I'm like, I don't really want to watch this anymore. I'm not into it. I think Walt is an interesting character, but his interaction with Jesse was always weird and uncomfortable. Like, it was a weird show. I wasn't into it. But that's just me, to each his own.
Yeah, you did it everything. You gave it everything you could.
I gave it everything. I watched the entire thing. Yep. Tuesday.
I know. Yeah, you watched the entire thing. You can't ask for more. One thing you left off the news, and I meant to remind you to forget you. A lot of people have been tweeting me today about this. There's a Ghostbusters board game from Cryptozoic, who do amazing board games. It's up on Kickstarter. They have all these awesome things. There's been so many tweets about it. I wanted to call it out. When it's real and I can buy it, we will buy it and we will play it here. It's a 4-person thing where we're all the Ghostbusters column. We get to go through and do it. So thank you, everybody. I have seen your tweets about it. I am very, very stoked about it. Yes, I can't wait to get my hands on a copy.
And one of the things that some people are saying, like, and this is something I want to address, is that people are saying, like, well, your opinion's wrong and all this kind of stuff. It's like,
that's not how opinions work.
Yeah, it's like, maybe you shouldn't be so closed-minded. And maybe the other thing is that, if you're so worried about your own opinions not being everyone else's opinions, you have pretty big problems. The world exists because we all don't agree on everything. That's what makes things interesting. That's why the world exists. It exists and is interesting because we're not all fucking robots.
Right.
So no, my opinion isn't wrong. That's my opinion.
Yeah, you're allowed to have an opinion. It's allowed to be different, just like everything else.
Someone's asking about the air raid siren. So in San Francisco, on Tuesdays at 12, there is every week at 12, there is an air raid kind of warning. And I think the air raid stuff is actually from World War II, but it's like it's for specifically for earthquakes and tsunamis and stuff like that, and they just test it every week to make sure it works. And I just ignore it because it's just like I just hear it all, every week. Let's see
Let's see what's happening.
Oh, this is a good question. Platinum Parasite says, Evolve on multiplayer Mondays. Keep up the great work. That's not a bad idea. We can't do split screen though, right? So we would have to
have all 4 PS4s.
Yeah, so that might be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I like IDARB.
IDARB's so good. We have some special stuff in the works for IDARB too.
But I was gonna say I like IDARB for multiplayer Mondays right now. I think we should keep that going for a little while.
I'm saying next week all IDARB. While we were going, Colin, this broke too. The former Rare developers working on a spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie. They've been, doing a whole bunch of stuff, making a whole bunch of jokes, but Playtonic, worthy spiritual successor. A lot of people are calling out in the chat. I want to make sure we toss it out there. Not much news is known, obviously, but they're making a real, proper, actual game. Reveal more as it becomes available on his Twitter page.
I like how they have to say we're making a real game. It's not a Kinect game. All right, Greg, we're running out of time, so let's do one more question, and then we'll go into sub-only chat.
Okay.
This doesn't count, but Captain J-Boy says, go watch True Detective. I agree, True Detective is awesome. What a great show.
True Detective is really
Can't wait for the new season. Really, really enjoyed it. Last question. Let's see.
Before we go to sub-only mode, which of course means
I want to make sure
if you're a sub, you can ask questions. If you're not a sub, you're welcome to keep watching. You can't give us the questions. This is one of the benefits of being a sub, along with all the emoticons, the prize box, automatic entry, and one day playing with us, if we ever have time to play games.
Bryn, what is it? I don't think I knew this. Bryn Finn says, guys, you can double jump in IDARB. Just wondering, I can't tell if you do it.
I always feel like I'm double jumping, but sometimes it doesn't work.
I'm trying to picture it in my mind's eye.
There's a lot of things about IDARB we don't know. We should probably play IDARB one time when we're not on camera to see if we get better at it.
I've played it twice, and both times were.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how we go here on youtube.com/kindafunny.
All right, Greg, let's go into sub-only chat.
Sub-only chat is engaging. It's engaged.
And we'll hang out with our subs for a little while. Of course, you can hang out with us, as you know, regardless. Are we good? It's still...
Hey, buddy, I had to click the button and wait for it to pop over here. Just look for subs on chats. It's engaging. I'm engaging it. Hello.
Okay. I don't think it's working. So
I've clicked the button many times. So
Rams X says, what the fuck is IDARB? IDARB is an Xbox One game that's... how to describe it? It's like soccer or lacrosse or something, but so there are 2 nets and 2 teams, and you're throwing a ball into the other net, obviously. But it's flat and 8-bit, very stylishly made with 8-bit stylization and pixels, and it's just really, really fun, and I really, really enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, you can catch it over on youtube.com/kindafunnygames.
Elite Ben says, how's the survey going? The survey's going good. I closed the survey down, so now we're kind of mining it for data. I think that
our amazing mod, Devin CM, says, I think Twitch is broken, so it's not on us.
We will...
Twitch.
We will go into the... I've been reading a lot of the stuff from the survey, and we'll mine it for salient information and respond to that information that we think is most important.
Yeah.
I did it because I think we want to respond to the way people want us to make our channel, especially the people that support us on Patreon, which we of course, very much appreciate. And I think I'll do a Game Over Greggy topic about it sometime in the future, maybe next week. That will go into some of the details of what we found, what we learned.
Awesome.
Let's see. Devin CM says, if you're not a sub, please stop chatting. Thanks. I don't think you really do that because that's not really fair.
But you can only the
sub
smiley faces.
Dorktobe says, Colin and Greg, what is your favorite episode of Seinfeld?
Wow, what a tough question.
I mean, the one that I love the most, just for like how off the rails it was getting, was the Kramerica episode,
right?
With Darren,
the
intern, and the bowl of oil and stuff like that. I love that episode just because it really started. That show really, like in the 96, 97, 98, just got out of control.
Yeah,
and it was awesome. It became a show that was about nothing. It became a show that was about like insanity.
I was always a big Jackie Childs fan. So I think of the Terry Hatcher episode with their realness spectacular, and like that's great. Who told you to put the bomb on? I didn't tell you to put the bomb on. Like anytime Jackie Chalice showed up, that was amazing.
Traffic50 says, "Are you guys moving to LA in the future?" Maybe. We're not going anywhere anytime soon at all. Not this year, certainly. I think we kind of want to stay here and see what we can work out. I think we'll go where the opportunities are.
And the business takes us. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. Is like we had an amazing first month on Patreon. Looks like we're gonna have an amazing second month on Patreon because everyone's so supportive of us. Of course, then we're working on our own deals with YouTube and making videos and doing all these different things. But all of this is still in its infancy. And the biggest thing we want to do is learn to walk before we run. You know what I mean? We could very easily be like, hey, we're making all this money. Everything's great. Let's hire 3 people. Let's get a studio space. Let's do that. And then 6 months in, everything could dry up in one way. Patreon closes down. This, that, the other thing happens. And then we're effed. So right now, it's learning to walk before we do anything crazy. Like, let's make sure we have a business model that's sustainable. We're making the content you people want to watch, all these different things, the subs, the Twitch, everything's coming together to make a business that can withstand anything.
3 more questions, then we'll go.
Okay.
Killer King KC555 says, "When does the final Beyond post?" Today.
Today sometime, yeah.
And man, did we cry a lot.
Oh, God, a lot of tears on that episode.
Really, really cried. I really lost my mind at the end of it. Kev Slider says, "Greg, Colin, will you guys partner up with Nintendo?"
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that if you mean the YouTube partnership thing, no, absolutely, that is 0% never going to happen. We're never going to do that. If you mean that, like, will we partner with them to do,
I think he means in the YouTube
sense. But I mean, sponsorship opportunities in the future
or
stuff like that. I want to just be clear that we're answering the proper question.
Gotcha. Yes, if you're specifically speaking to the Nintendo YouTube partners agreement they put out where it's the 60-70 revenue split, all that stuff, we would not be interested in doing that. Mainly because we do so many Let's Plays on the channel, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, that and they're not just Nintendo. We want to do other things. So that right there, that doesn't work for us. If you're talking about would we want to work with them on sponsoring videos, making videos for them, doing different things, hosting stuff for them, of course. But they have to be understanding that we're going to talk about other games and do other things too.
My computer died.
Okay. You have 2 more you need, right?
No, 1 more.
Oh, just 1 more?
Let's see.
You want to scroll around with mine? I'll talk to them for a second. Remember, everybody, every day, 11 a.m., right here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, Colin and Greg live comes to you, breaking down all the nerdy news of the day, then going into chats, talking to you, giving stuff away, having a great time with your best friends. Remember, Colin will be back today at some point to stream Stardust. We will be tweeting when that'll happen. You can follow at No Taxation, at Game Over Greggy, of course, at Kinda Funny Vids. We'll be posting there when this is happening. I imagine, look for them around probably 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Stream a little bit. Because if we're getting it in before, and then the PSN has to update, like now, and we have to download the game, and then it'd be like 1:30, they would have to stop, they would flip everything around, do the Game Over Greggy show with Gary Wood at 3. A lot of balls in the air today. A lot of balls in this house. Did you find a question?
Yeah, someone asked if we had played The Order yet. A couple people asked us about that. Also asked us about our Order video that we're working on.
Right.
So The Order we should get soon, and we'll be playing that soon. The video is, what is the status of The Order video?
Still going back and forth with edits. It's something we're working on with PlayStation. So there's edits. There's someone telling us what we need to do. Edit this. I actually need to record pickup lines with you and Nick today.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully soon.
All right. That's it for Colin and Greg Live.
Yeah.
We're here every weekday, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, as you probably know. I will be streaming Stardust, Super Stardust Ultra on PlayStation 4 later, assuming I can download it.
Yeah.
And that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited about that. Great game.
Yeah.
Played it at PSX, loved Stardust HD and Delta, so I assume this is going to be no different. Greg,
yeah.
You can follow, if you want to follow Greg specifically on Twitter, you can follow him at Game Over Greg.
Thank you.
Follow me at No Taxation. You can follow all of us at Kinda Funny Vids.
Yes.
Find us on Instagram and Facebook. And you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Patreon. You can find us everywhere. You know that. I'm going to go eat lunch now. I'm very hungry.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone out there has a great day. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time as always. We'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you later. Until next time, let's hit it with some Geraldo and get the hell out of here.